So Bockos Doomie is the leading contender as far as the betting is concerned, 16-1, the leading contender from the UK at least, for the Star Sports Derby. And I think I'm right in saying you wouldn't swap him for any other dog, would you?
No, I wouldn't. Listen, we have him now for a year and a half here, and he loves it here. He's running really well, so we just hope we can keep him running well until October, and we just hope for the best and we get some nice trap draws.
He was so young when he started running. He really did you proud. He won a puppy competition at Hove, and then he won the More Puppy Derby at Henlow, Category 1. So you always knew you had a good dog on your hands.
Yeah, he was. You know, when he done the times round Henlow, 27-20s, you know, the only dogs who ever done that were sort of the Westmead Laws, the Blonde Snappers, the Taylor Skies. You know, and he's one of them, so, you know, let's hope he can follow in their footsteps.
He went to Nottingham for the Derby in April 2019. He wasn't 2 until the September, so he was very, very young. But people were very quick to sort of pass judgment on him, I think.
Yeah, but everybody's entitled to their opinion, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, I mean, people can say what they say. I know what we got here, I know how that dog developed, and you can see this year he's not been beaten yet so far. He will get beat, you know, that's what happens one day. But at the end of the day, he's running well, he's doing everything, he's winning, so what more can he do?
He obviously absolutely loves Hove, but what do you think of him at Nottingham?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think last year, you know, he probably didn't run it as well, but when he trialled there in the beginning of the year, I thought he trialled absolutely superb. And we give him a few more trials and a trial stake and go from there.
I guess in a perfect world, you'd take a dog to Nottingham that would ping the lids?
Yeah, you would take a dog anywhere with ping the lids, you know. You'd rather have a sort of the Bockos Alfie type, what was always in front, but this dog is a different type of dog. He is what he is, and his pace is really from 2 to 3. I don't think there's many dogs who can live with him from the second bend to the third bend, so that's where his strength is. His weakness is he wants the rails, he stays, so you just hope for the best.
I think during the Sussex Cup, he didn't blow people away with his performances because he does have to come from slightly off the pace, and his prices were incredibly short. So again, you know, people like to knock the really good dogs, I think. But one thing you can say about him is his attitude. He's so brave and strong, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a winner, that's for sure. You know, listen, at the end of the day, I think the first night, when he won the trial stake, it was very impressive. He won the trial stake 6.5 lengths, done a good time. Then the first round, the inside wasn't running very well. There was only a few railers who qualified. You could see that on John Mellins's big small meets. He come out at Romford, that was very impressive. Then he goes in the second round, the semi-finals. The track was not in very good condition. He had to battle hard to win. He did win. Time wasn't great, but at the end of the day, he can't do no more than winning.
Absolutely. Obviously, that's on the track. Off the track, he's a striking looking dog, really stunning looking dog. What about temperament off the track?
He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He knows he's good. There's never no issues. He's great in the kennel, never messes in the kennel. He eats his dinner. He goes out in the paddock. He does his thing, and he loves his walks, and he loves racing. And he wants to win. You can see that on the track how determined he is. That he loves racing because he wants to win, and you can see when he goes to the first bend, he just pushes dogs out of the way to get to the front, and that's his attitude, and that's the attitude you want to win the Derby.
It's been such a strange year with one thing and another, but we're now 3 months away from the Star Sports Derby final, 2 months before it starts. Is this a dog you'd be telling people watching this to back?
Oh yeah, I would. I said it last year, next year will be his year. Do you know what I mean? This is the first dog I ever had since I had the licence in my own right, who I think is good enough to win a Derby. The others I had, they're good dogs. You know, they're fair dogs, but he's a league above them.
What a privilege for you to have in your kennel.
He is, and I want to thank Austin and Bev and Graham, you know, to have all the faith in us.
So Lenson Whelan will be going for the Derby. Of course, he was in the Derby 2019. How do you compare the dog he is now to the dog he was then?
I think he's a bit more consistent now than what he was then. He's always sort of finishing in the frame. 500 metres is a bit stretching him, but he's got sort of very good middle pace, and if he can hold his position sort of around the first 2 bends, I think he can go a long way. He's definitely a quarter finalist in my opinion.
He'll be around about 3.5 years of age as well, so he's definitely not too old, is he?
No, he's not too old at all. He don't have that many races. He loves his racing. His favourite track is definitely more green. You know this, but no, Nottingham, he don't run the bad at all, so we give it a good go.
He came second in the Still City Cup, so
Yeah.
the ability's there.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a fast dog, you know. He done around Central Park 28.78, and he done 28 deads around Mulmore Green, and he's a fast greyhound, you know. But he's just, you know, he's just lacking just that bit of the absolute top, you know what I mean. But he's a very good, genuine dog.
And in terms of anti-post betting, he's one that is always in the frame pretty much.
Yeah.
You think he will keep qualifying?
I think so, yeah. If you don't get terrible draws, you know, if he's sort of drawn in 4 and 5, he seems to go across on the run-up, so he's really better off in 1 and 2.
He's a big price as well, and one that Patrick thinks will keep qualifying in the Starsports Derby. Lenson Whelan, big price for the Derby. So Patrick, Killara Lion is coming into your kennel ahead of the Starsports Derby. Is he, in your opinion, a Derby dog?
I think he is, because he loves Nottingham. You see, that's sometimes half the battle as well, where dogs win the most. If you look at the statistics at Nottingham, he beat some good dogs around there. Does good sectionals, does the times as well, and I think he's a real nice dog, a real nice prospect.
Could be a nice addition to your team. He's at a nice sort of age, isn't he? You said he's a February 18. How
Yeah.
much more do you know about him?
I see him run a few times, and every time I speak to Craig quite a lot, and you know, I said to him, "That's a real nice dog you got there." And then he was in the Steel City Cup. He got knocked out in the semi-finals. Had a bit of a poor draw, but no, he's a very good dog. And his best races, I think he was around Nottingham.
I think that is a really important asset, particularly at Nottingham. What is it that you look for in a dog to run Nottingham well? Because it can be a tricky trap, particularly first time up. You need a few looks around, don't you?
You do need a few looks around, but you need to stay. That's the main thing. You can't win at Nottingham with a short runner. You've got to stay. He does stay. He's got early. He traps well. I think he's got the right attitude. Is he fast enough? I think he's up there with him, you know. But again, you know, he's after the lockdown. Didn't have a lot of racing. He needs to start racing. You don't hope that they don't get no injuries or nothing, no setbacks. So because if you want to go in October, at the end of the day, it's only 8 weeks away. So he has to keep running consistently, and then hopefully he hits form by October.
And he's owned by a man who is a bit of a legend in Greyhound racing, isn't he?
He's a very nice man, Harry Crapper. Yeah, he's a very nice man. So, yeah, we hope we can do well for him.
Fingers crossed. That is Killara Lion going for the Starsports Derby at Nottingham. So another Starsports Derby contender for Patrick Janssens is Seaglass Tiger. Now this dog has been off the track for a while, Patrick. He actually broke his hook and he's come back really well, better than maybe you could have hoped for.
Yeah, he did. He won his first Open back last week at Central Park. He's going to Mulmore Green now for the Gold Cup. So, and he seemed to lost a bit of early pace, but he seems to stay on a lot stronger now. What would suit him better at Nottingham. So we just see how the next couple of weeks goes, and then we go for Nottingham.
As you say, last year he was at Nottingham. He was more of a sort of 480 dog.
He was.
But you think he's come back stronger, so he could be a bigger player in this year's
Yeah,
derby?
he could well be. You know, you know, when dogs have a broken hook and then the lockdown come, and then he's been off for a long time, so they need a good few races to get back in form and everything. But I think he's been improving with every trial and every race. And yeah, he done very well to win the race last week. He done a very good trial at Mulmore Green on 28.20. So we just see how it all goes. But he definitely has no problems with his hook, none at all.
I always think about him and Seaglass Phantom that you had at the same time. Phantom was a bit shy at the bends, whereas he's the opposite, isn't he?
Yeah, this is the total opposite. And Phantom was quicker than him as well, was a lot quicker than him. But this one is so brave, he's so brave. He's a bit like Bockos Doomie, really. He don't want to get beat. He wins a lot of races. If you look at him before he broke his hook, he was leading open racer, and to be leading open racer in a year over 480 is probably the most difficult distance to win over. So he won 16 open, so it was very, very good for him. So now we have high hopes for him.
All being well, fingers crossed he could go a long way. Which hook was it, right or left?
The right one here.
Right one, and
Yeah.
to my eye, you can't see anything. Not that I would be an expert, but
No, Stefano done it all, so he done a very good job on it.
and no repercussions at all.
No.
So Seaglass Tiger is another contender for Patrick Janssens in the Starsports Derby. So Patrick, there's 4 more potential Starsports Derby contenders here for you, but they're all youngsters and you need to see how they progress, but could be available at big prices if people like the look of them. Let's talk first of all about Goldie's Greaves.
Yeah, Goldie, he didn't race yet, but he had one trial for me, and I thought he went very, very well at Mulmore Green on 15.59. He looks a very nice stamp of a dog, and I think he's got a lot of potential. The Derby might come a bit early. He's only October. But with the lockdown, they're all sort of 3 months behind all these dogs. So, but he looks very classy to me.
And that's something to take into account, the fact that the Derby's obviously been pushed back, but dogs are a little bit behind sometimes because of the lockdown.
They are. You have now sort of like, you have July dogs and August dogs, but really they're only October, November dogs because they didn't no racing for 3 months, so they're all behind. But no, he's definitely able to run that dog.
You've got Sea Glass Sailor as well, who we've met today, a real
Yeah.
live wire.
Yeah, there's Patsy. Yeah, he's a fawn dog. He's a winner. He's definitely a winner. He won the maiden final at Central Park. There's a long way to go, but he's improving. He trialled very well at Mummel Green. He's going for the Gold Cup, and then we see how it goes. But you see, these are the type of dogs who could find sort of 30, 40 spots in 6-7 runs. So, and if they do, they could have a chance.
Distant Taylor, another youngster. Tell us about him.
Yeah, I really like him. He won a D1 and A1. Got beaten a maiden. Very fast dog. Very good early. Stays well. Same mother as Kilmore Lemon. Again, you know, I think he's sort of 29-10 round Central Park. You're only sort of 30 spots of the top class.
Droopy Zoom, another one.
Yeah, he won an A2 very well. He's running in an A1 now. He'd probably go for the run for the Puppy Cup first, and then we see how it goes after that.
So for anti-post backers, keep an eye on these over the coming weeks. They can progress very quickly and maybe take the bigger prices if they're there.
That's it. That's definitely there.